you tryna go big? Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. Put the intent, know I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage. Stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offense.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nigel Bradham flying in and laying the lumber defensively.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
Crowder now to return. 12 yards on the return that time. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Winston now from the 50. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And a good burst there right from the start as he'll get this one out near the 35. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Jameis to throw it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end, and that'll make it 3rd down. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
So many weapons on this offense, and we've seen them all season long score from any point on the field. But we all know playoff football comes down to playing smart. The game slows down, and it's harder to move it. So you've got to avoid penalties, avoid turnovers, and not let your emotions get the best of you. Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
We got trips over here.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Gives this out to Saquon Barkley. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Keanu Neal. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
No gain on the dump off. It's 2nd down. We'll take a look at the starters here defensively for the Packers. They were fantastic a week ago in the win over Houston.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's about what you consider the break-even mark. If you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but pretty nice effort.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, but now it's 3rd down.
Though we've seen some good pressure defensively already here in the first quarter, here's another good example.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. On the draw, this will be Freeman. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now Saquon Barkley, and an alley to run. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Saquon Barkley, 69 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point good by Prater, and it's now a 7-0 game. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Ready.
He'll look to throw. He's got his tight end, O'Shaughnessy. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Rams on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Back to throw here. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Kenny Clark in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Give him 6 on the play, and just like that, it's third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nigel Bradham able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now it's Crowder. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. He personally is playing poorly, but the bottom line is his team's winning. He probably feels, oh, hey, if I can right the ship, we can really extend this lead.
Just try and get back to being the player he knows he can be and continuing to be the leader that he has to be. Doesn't matter whether he's playing real well or not. When you're winning the game, everything's good. Really, you got to treat it like it's sunshine. Hey, everything's great. That's what he has to continue to do, and I'm with you. He wants to play better to make sure he's a part of it.
He wants to flip those interceptions and touchdown numbers. 2 INTs, no touchdowns. Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston, and he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, but now it'll be third down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll run with Barkley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Winston. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The former 1st-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. He's got it to Ingram, complete. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Keanu Neal with a safety blitz for the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Winston, touchdown, Packers. Deshaun Jackson there to make the grab. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Prater for the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 20. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick, there on the coverage. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing, Winston. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer first down. First down, Winston. Sliding out of the pocket. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Ready, black 22. Wait.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Throw complete to Herndon. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Winston now. The quick slant caught. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Deshaun Jackson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point good by Prater.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
And just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this third quarter. And you know, both of us gave these guys a real shot coming in here, but I don't think anyone saw this on the road with this lead in the playoffs. They've looked Will Fuller, nobody there to stop him. Touchdown, Packers. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round, but I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll set up to throw. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First down Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Here we go.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll drop the throw, and brought in by the tight end Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Looking to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And Bryant's kick is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up, whether it's on your grease book.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Golden, too much to handle that time, gets the sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And it'll bring up third down. Now, Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going deep for Brown. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
And let's shift our attention to Will Fuller. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Green, triple team. Here we go. Hey. Let's go.
Jameis to throw it. He's got Fuller. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. On 3rd down, Winston. And this is caught by Jackson.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. A former first-round pick, Marlon Humphrey, there to get a hand on it. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Winston now from the 50. This one caught by Crowder. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 27-yard line. Winston now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. Now Barkley stripped of the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
2nd and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. They're going to look to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. This one not in the win column just yet, but on the road is the 6th seed. They are close to pulling off the upset.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx them. I'm like you. It's not over yet, but I'm going to go ahead and project here. Win this one. Think about the momentum now that you carry, right? You carry that forward. And look, home field's a big deal in the playoffs, but the really good teams, and we've seen it plenty of times in NFL history, they can go on the road and win. And a win here would allow them to do exactly that.
Of course, the road doesn't get much easier as you have to face the top seed next week, but they'll deal with that then.
Hey, they'll take this win and take on the top seed anywhere because they're still in the playoffs and still alive for a chance at the Super Bowl. They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Back.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And it's caught by Herndon. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They're looking to throw this. Winston. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert. Will Fuller, nobody there to stop him. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. The 21st pick back in the 2016 draft, Will Fuller, and we know that he can take the top off of a defense.
He certainly can, and the way that he does it is just straight, pure speed. And I talked with one of the better defensive coordinators in the league, and I said, how do you defend that? And he said, at times, you absolutely don't. If the quarterback gets time and he heaves it downfield, Will Fuller's going to outrun any coverage you put out there.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Packer pressure, and down he goes. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Here's Riley Dixon now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This will be fielded at the 17. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time. That's caught inside the 20. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Ready. Flag. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Bound to lose 1.
From the red zone now, Winston. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching, and he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Now Prater to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And the rookie Saquon Barkley, the one who finishes things off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return.
Yo, with you.
So they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Let me know when you're done doing your gay fucking Madden.
LA offense ready to go.
Got you, baby cakes. I got you.
This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because
Now we'll do a quick
what's
multiplayer.
happened during the game. So after it's over, you're gonna go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where
Why did I sign up for this fucking assist in the morning? Fucking A.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
the dream stays alive. Everyone's
Booty,
gunning for the Super Bowl.
69.
That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental
Tyrone
steps.
Big Guns.
One win gets them
What
one
the
step closer.
fuck? Okay, Tyrone Big Guns.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL
Domination.
A Sports. So long, everybody.
God, talk about try hard enough like that.
Yeah, I want to try harding on you, man. You're with the goat, so it's okay. You're with Daddy. Daddy's got us.
Why, you in this one?
No, but like I'm Daddy though.
Yeah, okay, Daddy. Wow.
I'ma treat you